Hello Penguinauts, I'm the Beardy Penguin and welcome to another Q&A video, as usual with questions taken from my Discord. But before we jump into those, I'm going to answer a very frequently asked question I get in a lot of comments, which is where does my channel art come from? Do I draw it myself or do I get someone else to do it? So I actually hire a freelance artist to draw all my channel art because although I'm very good with Photoshop, I make all my own thumbnails and everything, I can't draw from scratch at all. I am awful. In my family, my brother got all the art genes. He's a graphic designer and a 3D CGI artist, and I got all the musical genes. So I'm the music guy and he got all the artistic skills. So yeah, I actually hire a freelance artist to do all of my stuff. They're very good, and if you guys are interested, I'll put a referral link in the description below if you're interested in hiring them to do things as well. So let's get straight into the Discord questions. Would you go to Mars as a colonist forever? Yes, I think I would actually, but not for a while. I mean, obviously I wouldn't be able to even do it, probably even in my lifetime. But if it was an option, I think I would, but I'd want to have experienced like everything that Earth has to offer first. I probably wouldn't go until I was in like my late 40s or 50s. And I'd pretty much experienced everything, and also until Mars had some form of internet. Obviously with the light delay you wouldn't be able to be streaming anything, but I'm sure it would get to a point where you can like request things in advance, like movies to be downloaded, because like on the International Space Station they actually have a fair amount of bandwidth. It's just the delay which is such a pain. But yeah, I think I actually would. I certainly would like to go to another planet. And yeah, if it was nearer the end of my life, say if I was 50 or so, I wouldn't mind staying. What editing software do you use? I've said this a few times before. I think I use VideoPad, not necessarily because it's the best thing out there, but just because it was dirt cheap. I got it for like 10 quid. And it does everything I need it to do. You know, it's very intuitive. I've been using it for years. Literally, it is the first video editing software I used, apart from like Windows Movie Maker when I was 10. And I've just been using it ever since because I'm very, very comfortable with it. I know all the hotkeys and I can produce videos really, really quickly using it. So yeah, VideoPad. Which university are you studying aerospace engineering? They've written aerospatial, but it is aerospace. I'm studying at Southampton University, which is probably the best uni for aerospace, at least in the UK. Well, it depends. Southampton's the best for aeronautics and astronautics, which is the actual course title, which is, as well as doing plane stuff, you also do a lot of rocket stuff and satellite operations and orbital mechanics. If you want to do just pure aerospace, just design planes, probably Bristol is a better bet for you, and they've got most of the aerospace industry actually based around them there. So it depends exactly which part of the industry you're looking to go into. Opinion on cheese? Well, I'm a vegetarian, so I possibly have an unhealthy addiction to cheese. I remember when I first went to uni and I started cooking for myself, I just started putting halloumi in literally everything. And I remember ringing my mum up and being like, oh my god, everything's made better by halloumi. And she was like, how much are you eating? And I was getting through like 3 packs a week. And she was like, yeah, maybe dial that back a little bit because that's not really that good for you. So now I've dialed it back to about 1 pack, if that. I do have it more as a treat now. But I have cheese in all of my sandwiches. I have cheese plus something else pretty much every day for lunch. So yeah, cheese is a gift from above, and it's one of the key reasons I could never become a vegan. What advice would you give to a high schooler looking to study engineering in university/college? Okay, so the subjects that everyone tells you need to have are maths and physics, and yes, you absolutely have to have those, but first of all, don't let anyone tell you that you have to do further maths, because you don't at all. Everything that you need to know, like from further maths, you get taught in the first year anyway, and everyone's brought up to speed. Yes, I guess it would give you a bit of a head start with one of the modules, but all of the maths that you need for engineering, you are taught in a maths module. Well, you have 2 maths modules, at least on my course. We've got 1 in the first year and 1 in the second year, just to bring you up to speed on all the maths concepts you'll need, and then that's it. So don't let anyone bully you into doing further maths, because I know I didn't do it, and all my friends who did it absolutely hated it. But definitely do computer science if you can. I'm surprised computer science doesn't get recommended more. Like, nobody even suggested computer science when I went to all the uni open days and everything and asked maybe what A-levels I should be doing. But I did it anyway, and honestly, it's given me such an advantage, probably more of an advantage than further maths would have given me. So much of the course is based around coding, and you build a lot of small robots and program a lot of things. I mean, my design project this year, obviously, it's had to happen in a bit of a reduced capacity because I'm not in uni anymore because, you know, everything has to be online. But we were actually building satellites which would go in a set of gimbals and actually orientate themselves, and obviously you have to have pretty advanced programming skills. And so, having done A-level computer science, I'm always like the coding guy in all of the group projects. It is a really, really important skill to have to be able to code. So yes, honestly, do computer science as well as maths and physics, and you will be absolutely set. Is aerospace engineering building rockets or aeroplanes? So aerospace tends to just be aircraft, but it does sort of have the umbrella. It's more of an umbrella term for everything in engineering that sort of flies. My specific course title is Aeronautics and Astronautics. So the aeronautics covers all the plane stuff, and the astronautics covers satellites, launch vehicles, and of course orbital mechanics and satellite operation. So aerospace tends to just refer to planes, but really it's just all of it. Yeah, it refers to both of them. It's got aero and space in the name, so that's sort of the giveaway there. If you could talk to one person from history that is no longer alive, who would it be and why? Almost certainly Neil Armstrong. I mean, he was like my biggest role model growing up and like my hero. I've always been obsessed with space travel, and especially obviously with the Apollo program. So just to have a conversation with him would be amazing. I mean, it's still like my lifelong dream to be able to chat with Buzz Aldrin. I actually prefer Buzz Aldrin, to be fair. Yeah, I think just from reading Buzz Aldrin's autobiography, but he's an absolute legend, and seeing him on YouTube punching a conspiracy theorist, a Moonhoax theorist in the face is just endlessly entertaining. But yeah, just to be able to chat to any of those guys would be a lifelong dream for me. Would it be possible to have a list of items that you removed from KSP Interstellar? I don't actually know enough about the mod to know which bits aren't needed. Right, well, the thing about KSP Interstellar as a mod is it's very, very awesome. Like, it's incredible. It adds so much stuff, but it is more than a little bit bloated with the amount of things that it includes. I wouldn't say any of it is not needed, because the whole point of it is it's like one mod that you get, and you just have like everything. It's all the futuristic technologies you could ever basically want, but it is a little overwhelming because of that. I only removed parts from it that I knew I wasn't going to use myself in my playthrough. So once I'd finished the Endurance series and I set up the beam power network, I knew I was never really going to use beam power again, so like I removed all the beam power stuff. I just went through and just looked at all the different engines, and just looked at some engines, especially the ones with really low thrust that I couldn't really have any patience for, like the EM drive and stuff, and I just went through and removed things I didn't see myself personally using. It's entirely down to what interests you and what you want to build with it. Like KSP Interstellar literally covers everything you could want. I wouldn't say any of the mod isn't needed. I think you just have to literally go through and decide what you personally want and don't want. I would keep all the reactors and stuff. The number of different reactors can be a little overwhelming, but I think playing career mode, at least science mode, does actually have a little bit more of a progression to it, and you can kind of get to grips with what all the different reactors do and their different purposes and their strengths. So yeah, it is a little overwhelming of a mod, but honestly, if you're just playing with it, I wouldn't really recommend removing anything. I only removed things just to get my load times down, because I have so many mods. I removed things from quite a few of the mods, actually. Everything that I didn't actually know I was using. I've had to put a few bits and bobs back into KSP Interstellar as I've realized that I'm actually going to be using them or needing them. So I wouldn't really recommend removing anything, but if you are going to, yeah, just it's a case-by-case basis. Just go through and decide what you personally don't want. What is your preferred genre of music? Honestly, I'll listen to pretty much everything that isn't rap, although there are a few exceptions to that, like I like Can't Hold Us and a few songs that have rap in them. Though every like Ed Sheeran song where he raps, I just cringe so hard. I can't listen to it. But yeah, pretty much everything. I mean, predominantly 70s and 80s stuff, but more recently I've got into a lot more modern stuff. So I've got especially into Panic at the Disco, the 1975, that sort of stuff. Although my top 3 artists are Electric Light Orchestra, who did Mr. Blue Sky and the likes of that. I actually saw them live at Wembley, which is incredible. Frankie Valli, who I also saw live on his last ever tour in the UK. And then probably ABBA. I like me some cheesy music. But yeah, mainly sort of older stuff. Bee Gees, yeah, all that good stuff. Will Beyond Kerbol be the last installment in the Beyond series, or will it expand into the Beyond Home Planet Pack? So, if you asked me this like a month ago, I would have said they will be sort of like the last thing. Like, we'll go to Valentine's, set up the colony, and that'll be it. But with KSP 2 now being delayed to 2021, something that I'm really glad they did, because I'm really happy they're giving it as much time as it needs and not rushing out the door. So I absolutely support the developers' decision to do that. I was surprised when they announced it for early 2020 originally, and I was like, how on earth are you going to get it done in that much time, considering how ambitious you're being with it. But yeah, with KSP 2 being delayed, I want to keep making KSP 1 videos right up until like a week or so before KSP 2 comes out. And you know, I do love playing KSP. I'll only stop it once KSP 2 comes out. So what I think I might do is, once we've got to Valentine, explored the system, set up the colony and everything, I'll build a 2nd generation interstellar ship. I think I'll base it off of the ISV Venture Star from Avatar and actually have it be antimatter powered. That would be really cool. I've got a bunch of things on the Clark, which we're harvesting and producing antimatter during the mission, so we can then power the next spacecraft with it. Because if you thought that helium-3 was a difficult fuel to obtain, antimatter is a whole different ballgame. So yeah, and I think I might go explore a few different interstellar planet packs. I think that could be really cool. Just go and just explore, you know. And I think maybe I'll actually end the series with going to the Beyond Home system. I'm sure I can ask Games Links to just put it in as one of the systems instead of the starting system, and colonize that, and then that can be, yeah, I guess that could sort of be, I guess the official Beyond Home lore, which is they left Archangel and then went off and settled in this new place. And I think right at the end of the series, I'll have a time jump a few hundred years to where they've built a warp ship, and they'll return to Kerbol, and it'll be in the state it's in the Beyond Home Planet Pack, where Kerbol's now a white dwarf and everything's been incinerated, and we'll just end the series maybe on like a final shot of a Kerbol just planting a flag back on the remains of Kerbin. That could be really, really cool. But yeah, now KSP 2's been delayed. We'll just see what I have time for. If I've done everything I want to do in Valentine, I'll just start adding extra star systems. But it won't be another series. I'll just keep it in Beyond Kerbol, because I'm happy to go all the way up to like 50 episodes. Remember, it took like 1.5 years to complete Endurance. So yeah, we've got plenty of time, and there are loads of really, really good planet packs out there that I'd be happy to explore. Your favorite Minecraft music disc? Oh, asking the real questions. Cat. No argument whatsoever. How much money would I have to pay you to show us your 200 subscriber special? More than you have. On a scale of 1 to yes, how much would you rate yourself a pretty princess? I mean, yes. Have you seen this goodness? One of the few times since going to uni that I've actually not had a beard. It's actually gone feral during lockdown because I decided to see how far it could go, and I've got a great big bushy beard at the moment, which it does not look good. Like, I always keep it closely trimmed, but at least it's fun. It's it's a fun little experiment. It's the time to do it, to be fair, because nobody has to look at me. If you could choose to visit any astronomical object in the solar system, which one would you choose and why? Almost certainly Europa, just to, well, not only search for aliens underneath the ice, but also to have a view of Jupiter. I think having Jupiter just fill your vision, that's got to be one of the most awe-inspiring views in the entire solar system, right? Just looking at the scenes in the Expanse, like the Io campaign and scenes on Ganymede, I mean, it's just incredible. I would love to see that with my own eyes. Beardy, would you ever be interested in playing text-based adventure games? Unless they were fan-made, no. I think if a fan made like a Beardy Penguin adventure game, that would be funny, and I probably would play that. But otherwise, probably not. Although back in school, I remember I did make a text-based adventure game. It was weird. Yeah, it was featuring a bunch of my friends. It was actually featuring a bunch of people like in a Facebook group chat, and it was as if the Facebook group chat was its own world, and like all the different things that had happened in the chat and stuff were like places and events. It was really weird. It's when I actually had free time during GCSE computer science. I put far too much effort into it, and it was really weird, but I remember being like super proud of it. But no, I don't think I'll ever really be playing any text-based adventure games for the channel now. Will you ever play the violin or saxophone in a video? Not on this channel, but I do actually have a second channel that was just sort of spawned as a byproduct of Google Plus back in the day. It just spawned me a second channel underneath my actual name. And I think probably sometime in the near future I might start putting music on that, because I do a lot of music and I've been recording some of my music and stuff and writing arrangements for my uni a cappella group and things, which I record just to check all the parts work. And yeah, I might start putting things on there. My missus sings as well and plays lots of instruments, and we thought maybe we could start doing some covers together. That could be quite nice, and maybe just start putting things up on the second channel. I don't know if any of you would be interested in seeing that. If I do start putting things up, maybe I'll make a little video like, hey, I got a second channel where I do completely unrelated content. Like, I would never like swarm this channel with that content, because I know like people are subscribed to see KSP mainly, and definitely all subscribed to see games. The 12 Days of Kerbal Christmas was a one-off thing, which was good fun, but like barely anyone watched it. But yeah, you know, anyone who might be interested, I might have that sort of stuff on my second channel. Though I'd likely be playing piano, because yeah, as well as violin and saxophone, I do also play piano now. I've been busy during lockdown. I can play the can, you know, I'm getting there slowly but surely. Do you plan to bring back Folkhemmet? So that's my Communist Sweden playthrough of Hearts-of-Iron 4. I did plan to, and I tried to, but the game updated, and the mod also updated, so even reverting the game to a previous version, I couldn't find the older version of the mod that I was using for Sweden. And I tried loading it anyway, and yeah, the save file got corrupted. So I've lost that save file permanently now. So yeah, unfortunately, no. I intended to create a finale to it, similar to the finale of my Communist France playthrough, where I had a bunch of memes and things. I was quite looking forward to it, actually, but unfortunately, no. I remember I spent ages. I like built up loads of modern armor, and I was ready to take on the Soviet Union. It was going to be a fight for the ages, but unfortunately, yeah, Hearts-of-Iron getting updated and then the mod being updated for the latest version. Since it worked through the workshop, I couldn't figure it out, and then I corrupted the save file. So yeah, unfortunately not, which is a shame. But you know, it's an old series now. I think most people have forgotten it. We conquered most of the world, so it doesn't really matter too much, I don't think. Will you be playing Panzer Corps 2? Most likely not. The thing I loved about Panzer Corps was the like isometric sort of nature of it. It looked like a retro game, and I really love that. Whereas the latest one has gone for, I don't know, kind of crummy looking 3D graphics. Honestly, I much prefer a pixelated isometric retro sort of look. I think you can make a game look a lot better in that sort of style. I think just the idea that 3D always equals better is wrong. But maybe I will play it. But if I do play it, it probably won't be for the channel, because barely anyone watched my old Panzer Corps videos. A lot of people watched Hearts-of-Iron 4, but I thought maybe by extension people would enjoy Panzer Corps, but I was wrong. So barely anyone watched it. I only brought it back and finished it and got all the way to invading the US because a few people really requested it. Like maybe about 100 people that actually watched it were like, come on, Beardy, please finish it. So I went through and finished it. But yeah, I don't see myself playing the second one or playing Panzer Corps again anytime soon. Would you ever consider doing Xenonauts as a sequel to your XCOM UFO Defense playthrough? So I want to go back and actually finish XCOM UFO Defense for the channel first, and I have plans to actually do that. So once the lockdown's lifted, me and the missus are going to actually do XCOM UFO Defense streams together, which I think would be really good fun. So I'll probably be doing the Geoscape stuff, and then she'll be doing the Battlescape. I think that could be really good fun. So one of us can interact with the chat while the other one's playing, and of course we'll be naming all the soldiers after people in the chat. I think that'd be really good fun. I've already made a thumbnail for it, which yeah. So I want to go back and do UFO Defense first. We'll probably complete that over the course of a few streams, and then we might go on to Terror from the Deep. We'll probably have a poll, see whether people want to see Terror from the Deep, new XCOM, or go do Xenonauts. I would like to do Xenonauts. I've got it and I've played maybe about halfway through, but I don't know, like, even though it's better mechanically than the original, it seems to have lost a lot of the charm of the original, probably just because the original's ridiculously badly unbalanced. And I don't know, there's just something to really love about the original XCOM UFO Defense that somehow Xenonauts doesn't quite recapture. I don't know, but yeah, we'll have a poll. I'd be open to playing it, but not as like a series because it's so long. I would definitely want to be doing it as a series of streams. Why is your laugh so cute? Immediately followed by, why is Beardy generally so cute? Ooh. Do you prefer vanilla or modded Minecraft? So that's really quite a difficult question because I think there's a lot to like about both, especially after all the recent updates and love Minecraft has actually got from Mojang. Up until recently, I was just playing on my vanilla server with my mates, and I think I wanted to go back and play complete vanilla, complete the game, do everything that there was to do in vanilla, and we built quite a few pretty cool things in vanilla survival. And then only now, like once we completed all the vanilla stuff, and it's a different experience really to modded Minecraft. I think they both have a lot of perks, and it just sort of depends on what you fancy. So I think once having basically completed vanilla Minecraft, now me and my mate are actually going into modded Minecraft, and we're actually making a series on it. I can already show the thumbnail I made for that, and as soon as my Fallout series is finished, there's about 30 episodes. Yeah, there's exactly 30 episodes all scheduled for the next few weeks. As soon as the Fallout series is finished, that's when that series will finish. I remember I made a post about it a few weeks ago. I did say we were going to be using TechKit, but after looking into new TechKit and then looking into a bunch of mod packs, we just decided to make our own mod pack. So it's going to be heavily engineering focused and automation. So there's thermal expansion, we're using advanced rocketry, a bunch of different mods. I'm really looking forward to it. We already had one recording session, which was really good fun. So I hope you guys will enjoy it. We got it recorded from both of our perspectives. It's going to be pretty heavily edited. Yeah, I'm really quite excited for that. But even so, like, as much as I'm enjoying modded Minecraft, and I hope you guys are really going to enjoy it, because as well as being Minecraft, it's actually got rockets and stuff that, you know, a little bit of shared audience there with the KSP gang. I still think there's a lot to love about just vanilla Minecraft. So yeah, honestly, I love both of them very dearly. I played a lot more of vanilla Minecraft than I ever played of modded Minecraft. So I'm only now really learning and getting into like all the automation and Technic different mods. It's certainly a whole new game, and you want to have really seen everything that the original game has to offer before you jump in and start building quarries and nuclear reactors. Yeah, see, I hadn't actually played Minecraft in probably about like 7-8 years. I played it back in the day, and then after it had its resurgence, me and my mate, we were just like, you know what? Let's go back and play some Minecraft. Hell yeah. And then I've sort of fallen back in love with it over the last year, 2 years actually now. Yeah. But anyway, that sort of brings us to the end of all our questions. Thank you very much for watching, everyone. I do hope you enjoyed. I do hope your questions were answered. If you have any more, do head to my Discord. Link is in the description below. And head to the Q&A questions section of the Discord, and you can ask some there. I do get around to answering all the ones that I at least deem interesting. I've brought all the questions up to date, so I've answered ones from the last couple of months, at least up until the last Q&A. So yeah, I do see all of them eventually. So if you want something answered, head there. I've been the Beardy Penguin. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you all next time.